Does your furry friend take over your bed every night? It's time to reclaim your space while giving them the comfort they deserve with the coldest, cozy dog bed. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description to buy now on Amazon.
A teenage prisoner took his own life 2 years after the Scottish government pledged to stop sending children to the facility where he died. Jonathan Beadle, 17, was found dead on Saturday at Polmont Young Offenders Institution just weeks ahead of his sentencing hearing. The teenager is the latest youngster to die at the Falkirk facility, with Katie Allen, 21, William Brown, also known as William Lindsay, 16, and 20-year-old Jack Mackenzie having also taken their own lives at the center. Last night there were renewed demands to shut the wing that houses children. Beadle had been sent to Polmont after being convicted of acting in a disorderly manner and being in possession of weapons with intent to assault and murder a 16-year-old girl. While the case was ongoing, he stayed in a secure children's unit before being moved to Polmont. The teenager died at the facility around 3 weeks before his sentencing at the High Court in Edinburgh on August 2. Yesterday, Wendy Sinclair-Gibbon, HM Chief Inspector for Prisons in Scotland, said every death of a family member is a tragedy, and the loss of a child is unimaginably agonizing, and when they die in state care, that adds to the distress. Ms. Sinclair-Gibbon has previously said sending 16 and 17-year-olds to Polmont, especially those not yet convicted, was a breach of their human rights. In March 2022, the Scottish government said under-18s would no longer be sent to young offenders institutions. The Children, Care and Justice Bill, which sets out that those under 18 will no longer be sent to prison, received royal assent last month. Siobian Brown, Minister for Victims and Community Safety, said, "We are working with the Scottish Prison Service and secure accommodation providers to commence these provisions shortly. The decision on whether to detain a child remains with the independent judiciary." Fiona Duncan, formerly chairman of the Independent Care Review, said, "Getting an alternative plan in place for each child is still achievable today, so that no child is in prison. The wing of HMYOI Polmont that houses children must be closed as soon as possible." On Tuesday, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child came into force. It says children should not be held in prison but, when necessary, in secure care. Police said there are not thought to be any suspicious circumstances regarding Beadle's death, and a fatal accident inquiry, FAI, will now be called. A joint inquiry into Allen and Lindsay, who were found dead in their cells in separate incidents in 2018, is expected to publish its findings later this year. Speaking at the first day of the FAI at Falkirk Sheriff Court earlier this year, Katie's mother Linda Allen told a prison officer Ms. Allen was being berated by fellow inmates on the day of her death. An FAI into Mackenzie's death was announced after he took his own life in 2021. A Scottish Prison Service spokesman yesterday said, "Every death, whether in prison custody or in our communities, is a tragedy.